Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Brave bystanders and a well-placed bowling ball. That was a recipe for a rescue in Farmington Hills.
Hospitals giving us insight into what they're seeing during the uptick in COVID cases, and some safety measures from months ago are being put back in place. But we're going to begin with breaking news. Police searching for two people who carjacked a woman in Monroe this afternoon.
Happened at the Quality Inn on North Dixie Highway in Frenchtown Township. Police say the victim was in the parking lot with her two grandchildren when she was approached by 40-year-old Michelle Holliday and 39-year-old William Lanham. The suspects pointed a gun at her, then stole her car. Nobody was hurt. Police are searching for a 2008 gray Honda Pilot with an Alabama license plate, SOLEN.
All right, now we move to the coronavirus, as this afternoon the State Health Department announced a 4-day total of more than 2,600 new cases in Michigan, along with 26 more lives lost to the virus. So we're averaging right now 651 cases per day.
And all this comes as the Associated Press reports the CDC will extend the eviction moratorium another 60 days in areas of the country with high COVID-19 infection levels. President Biden says an announcement from the CDC is expected tonight. Meanwhile, Wayne State University says its staff, students, and faculty plan to be on campus this fall, and they must be vaccinated against COVID-19. Also today, the UAW announced Ford, GM, and Stellantis employees will be required to wear masks at plants and offices regardless of vaccination status. For reaction, we turn to Local 4 business editor Rod Maloney. He's live in Dearborn tonight.
Rod, this is a move jointly decided by the task force made up of the automakers and the UAW.
Yeah, and it was on July 13th that the same task force said, hey, the auto workers don't need to be masked in the plants anymore. Lasted about 3 weeks, and we were talking to auto workers today. So let's find out how this all got started and then get their reaction. At the Dearborn F-150 plant today, they continued building the nation's best-selling vehicle without masks. That changes when the calendar flips tonight. The task force released today saying, quote, personnel will be required to wear masks in all plants, offices, and warehouses, regardless of vaccination status, beginning August 4th. This is in response to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention's recent change in COVID-19 workplace standards related to the Delta variant. We know that the best way to fight this virus is by getting vaccinated. The task force is strongly encouraging all members, co-workers, and their families to roll up their sleeves so we can move more quickly on once again relaxing mask protocols, end quote. Ford line workers contemplating working an entire shift again in a mask said,
I think it's stupid.
Why is that?
It's just they're going back and forth on all the science.
So
got to get rid of Fauci. Well, I'm going to do it.
Personally, I mean, I don't mind them, but it's hot in there, so it's uncomfortable at times.
Yeah, you don't mind?
No, we got to do what we got to do to be safe.
At Jefferson North in Detroit, the plant's actually not been building over the last 3 weeks and reopens next Monday. Those line workers will not have worked without a mask.
Not fully comfortable in a plant when you have like 1,700 people at one time and you don't know who's vaccinated and who's not. So kind of mixed reviews.
Well, Ford's already done some of this at its plants in the South, and today it put out its robo-calling program to alert line workers to this change. Over at General Motors, there is this. Its non-manufacturing business units are going to limit office occupancy to 50% until the conditions improve. Back to you.
So, Rod, are we seeing some of the other protocols going back into place?
Yeah, at General Motors in particular, they're going to say that the facility entry where our COVID protocols are posted, employees will need to self-certify their vaccination status.
Yeah. All right, Rod.
Well, there's mounting frustration and concern from hospital groups across the region as COVID inpatient numbers begin to tick up. Paula Tutman joins us live with new numbers and those growing concerns, Paula.
Yeah, hi. I don't know if you remember at 5:30 I told you about this clinic. Been open all day. They had a total of 2 patients. They just closed. That number went up to a whopping 4 patients. And it is this reluctance and downright refusal to get this vaccine that's driving these concerns. Remember the refrigerator trucks behind hospitals? The ones that held the bodies of the people dying from COVID-19 when hospital morgues were overloaded? Those trucks are no longer at many hospitals, including the McLaren Hospital Group, which has 15 hospitals in Michigan and Ohio. And the hope is they won't come back. But if they do, they may see a very different kind of patient.
And we're seeing cases, believe it or not, in the pediatric population. We've had an 8-month-old recently that was diagnosed. But we're seeing a lot of the 20s and 30-year-olds as well.
Dr. Tressa Gardner is an ER doc for the McLaren Group, but as the executive director for American Physician Partners, she staffs 29 hospitals across Michigan and has her finger on the pulse of what's going on in hospitals across the nation. In the McLaren Group, July 21st, there were 18 COVID inpatients spread across 15 hospitals. 8 days later, July 28th, there were 29. Today, 6 days later, there are 38 patients.
This is a deadly disease, and people need to realize that you will contract COVID, especially now with the Delta variant being so contagious. It will be a matter of time before, if you're not vaccinated, you will contract it.
Currently, across the 5 St. Joseph Mercy Health System hospitals, there are 50 patients. In June, there was only 1. In Ann Arbor. And yes, unvaccinated people make up the vast majority of cases and more serious illnesses. Dr. Anu Milani is an infectious disease physician for St. Joe's.
So, look, the SARS-CoV-2 virus doesn't care if you're brown, black or white. It doesn't really care if you're, Republican or Democrat. It doesn't have any political affiliations. What it does like and what it does care about is whether someone has immunity or not. I can say almost with certainty that almost every patient that I've cared for with COVID wishes that they had the vaccine.
So the vaccine is easy to find these days at clinics just like at this church in Detroit and all over Metro Detroit. Finding people willing to get the vaccine, that is proving to be more difficult. Guys?
Really concerning information. Okay, Paula, thank you.
A man was sentenced today in the case of a Livingston County woman who went missing last November and was found dead in Detroit in February of what her family says was an accidental drug overdose. When police found Kayla Pierce's body, Dowan Knighton was arrested at the scene. He pleaded guilty to mutilating Kayla's body, concealing her death, and tampering with evidence. Kayla's mother said today there was fentanyl in Kayla's system. Judge Darnella Williams Claiborne sentenced Knighton to a year in the Wayne County Jail, no early release, an option here, plus 2 years probation. When Knighton requested a delay of his sentence in order to say goodbye to his children, Kayla's mother decided to speak up.
I never had a chance to say goodbye to my daughter. I don't feel this man deserves to really be able to say goodbye to his children as well. I think there's a little bit of consequences that should be given in regards to that.
Judge, however, did give Knighton until Thursday morning at 9 a.m. to report to the Wayne County Jail.
We're getting an insider's view tonight of a dramatic rescue in Farmington Hills of a driver trapped inside a burning vehicle. Bystanders had to jump into action, knowing the SUV could explode at any moment. Victor Williams is live near Northwestern Highway and 13 Mile, where some brave people saw trouble and ran toward it. Victor.
Yes, a lot of these people were in the right place at the right time, especially an off-duty agent. Take a look right here behind me. This is where that fiery car crash came to an end. If you look closely, you can still see some of the glass right here in the tree where the bark is gone. Even the grass right here under me, that's all burnt away. There's even a sign right over there that's now destroyed. But this off-duty agent, he said he couldn't just stand by and watch this man die.
If I didn't get to him, by the time the police got to him, it would have been too late.
Border Patrol agent John Leslie walks us through the heart-stopping moments he noticed a man trapped inside this SUV after a single vehicle accident on Northwestern Highway.
My wife in the passenger seat turned and looked, and she said, "Hey, John, that's a car on fire."
Instinctively, the agent's first thought was to help. After all, he is a trained EMT also.
I'm thinking to myself, I got to get this guy out of here or I'm going to watch him burn. So I poked my head into the passenger door and I could see the driver there. He was semi-unconscious.
Knowing it was a race against the clock, Agent Leslie tried to do all he could to get the man out with no luck. That is until he saw his saving grace in the back seat.
Just miraculously in the back See, this guy had a bowling ball, and I smashed that window in and I popped the door open.
Other bystanders also assisted in carrying the man to safety, but we asked Agent Leslie why he specifically decided to help, and he says,
You know, everybody in this world expects somebody else to do something, and when it comes across your path, you got to take the opportunity, because a lot of times there isn't somebody else.
Thankfully, in this case, it was done right in the nick of time.
Within that minute we got him out, I looked and that fire was already engulfed the entire vehicle.
And the good news is that this man is expected to be okay. We're told that he is unconscious, however, but is stable. But in the meantime, investigators are trying to get to the bottom of what in the world happened behind the wheel to result in a crash this bad. In Farmington Hills, Victor Williams, Local 4.
Thank goodness for John Leslie and that bowling ball. All right. Victor, thanks.
yeah.
An amazing story.
All right, you've got just under 2 hours to get to the polls if there's a primary election in your community. If you're not sure, we've got a list of all the primary races right now at clickondetroit.com. We stopped by this polling location today at Cooper Upper Elementary on Ann Arbor Trail in Westland. You can see little to no wait to cast a ballot when we were there anyway. Again, you've got till 8 p.m. tonight to cast your ballot in the communities that are holding elections this evening. As long as you're in line by 8, you'll be allowed to vote, and we'll have the up-to-date results coming up tonight at 11:30, actually, I guess this evening. We'll be on after the Olympics, and we'll keep updating clickondetroit.com. All right, let's move now to an update on a Local 4 story we've been following. A single lane of northbound I-75 back open now between I-696 and 12 Mile in Madison Heights.
It comes as crews continue emergency repairs on other lanes after a sinkhole damaged the freeway. We're told a second northbound lane could reopen by the end of the week. The northbound service drive is still closed from 11 Mile to Gardenia. Meanwhile, on southbound I-75, 2 lanes remain open for drivers.
We're expecting another climb in temperatures, but the more comfortable variety of that. Let's check in with Ben.
Yeah, guys, if you're giving the AC a break here in the next couple days, make sure it's got its running shoes on for the weekend and next week. We'll show you some heat index readings that have 3 digits in them coming up.
Have you noticed the U.S. ladies are absolutely dominating these Olympics? That goes for overall as well as our local Olympians. We'll talk about it next on Local 4.